as a player, it kind of goes through your mind that this is amazing and this is a great opportunity, but you're also coming to an end here. Like, no matter the outcome, at the end of the week, like, you're done. And again, we had such a close team that I don't think anyone wanted it to be done. No one wanted it to end. We didn't want to see our seniors go. We didn't want to lose this team that we had built because we were so close and we loved each other so much. So again, on top of the excitement of winning and wanting to keep going forward, it was just overall not wanting to be done. We loved each other and we wanted to keep going as long as we could.
Located just a few minutes outside Omaha, in Nebraska's oldest city, sits a growing campus with an undeniable energy. This is Bellevue University, home of the Bruins and one of the best NAIA volleyball programs in the country. Conference titles, school records shattered, generations of talent that made Bruin Volleyball a name to remember. But the 2024 season, something was different. This team wasn't just good. They were really, really good. In 2024, the Bruin volleyball team wasn't playing for banners. They were playing for each other.
Yeah, I kind of went into this season with expectations that were higher than most. With it being my senior year, I knew that I wanted to go out with a good season. I wanted it to be positive. I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be successful, obviously.
I think my expectation was just for everyone to go out and give it their all every day, every game. Don't let up. I think a big thing we talked about this year is why not us? And that's something that we talked about with our sports psychologist. So going into my senior year, I was like, hell yeah, why not us? Like we can do it. I fully believed in our team.
We knew from the beginning of the season that we wanted to go really far, and I think the coaches really accepted that, and they knew that they had to push us for us to get that far, and I think they accepted that challenge, and they made practices, and especially our schedule is super competitive. They set us up to have the best competition and the best path to get where we wanted to be.
At the beginning of the season, expectation-wise, I think we knew this group was special, and I knew we had something that could potentially go far.
We all had a lot of trust in each other just because a lot of us were returners, and we had a lot of love for each other. And so just going into it, we knew what we were capable of, and we knew that we'd be able to have big results, obviously. And just having that love and that communication and that trust, and just not only that, but being able to have fun with each other and just laugh and be each other's best friends just really helped us to have a good culture.
Performance on the court is often driven by what happens far beyond it. For the Bruins, it wasn't just reps and drills that shaped them. It was something deeper. It was a journey west, a team trip to the Oregon coast. Far from home, the ocean stretched before them, vast, unpredictable, powerful, kind of like the season ahead. In that moment, it wasn't about volleyball. It was about trust, vulnerability, connection, love, the kind of bond that is bigger than winning or losing.
The trip was so much fun. My favorite part, we got to swim in the ocean, which was really cool. And 3 of our teammates had never been to the ocean, so that was nice to experience that with them too.
Oregon was super, super pretty. It was a long trip, so we all spent a lot of time with each other. A lot of it did happen to be in the vans, which I think helped our friendship grow, because we could do nothing but really talk in the vans with each other.
It was great. It was a lot of volleyball, a lot of windy roads, But Trish always does such a good job at making sure these trips aren't just volleyball, but it's also bonding experiences and life experiences. We did so many other things. So there are 2 houses right next to each other on the beach. So that was a lot of fun, just going back and forth. We watched The Bachelor one night. There was a ton of girls on a big sectional.
My family was able to come and watch us play for the first time, like in college. And I had family in Oregon too, so they were able to come.
Oregon was fun. It was a week-long trip of just all of us getting to know each other, staying in 2 houses, going to a kind of sketchy motel that we stayed at the end of it. I think our biggest bonding experience on that trip, though, was throwing up on long, windy roads. Got to see different players throwing up, really connected us, bonded us together.
The twins, their family could come. I think a lot of people's families came to this trip because a lot of people haven't been to Oregon. This was a really big bonding trip for the team. I think a lot of us hung out this trip together. I know a lot of us went on the beach. We went swimming in the 30-degree ocean water. Had to kick Aspen out of the water after a while. And then I think for Oregon volleyball-wise, it really opened up the team to what we needed to work on.
In collegiate volleyball, talent gets you on the court, but culture keeps you there. Culture is the heartbeat of a program, the why behind every dive, block, and swing. It's respect, it's trust, it's accountability, even when it's hard. Culture passes down like a jersey, worn by those who came before, carried forward by those who believe in something bigger than themselves. This is Bruin Volleyball. This is family.
What do you dislike about Brian? No.
I'm like, what? That was a question? Who wrote this? With Brian and Braden joining the staff last year, prior to this last season, it couldn't have come at a better moment. Their personalities complement each other. They complement mine. I know we all have our different personalities, but if your coaching staff can't have a good time and support each other, it's disastrous. There were things that I needed to change too. And if I decided that I wasn't, I don't think any of this were to happen. However, starting it with myself and then moving to the staff, working on that kind of a culture change and culture blocks of things that we can do to be better people. The team could also have had a choice, and they chose to do it. They chose to be on board. They chose to make sure that nothing was going to get in our way. We can do these things on the court, but we have to also take care of each other in a nice way, in a loving way. And I would say, because at the end of matches we complimented the non-starters, because the starters complimented the non-starters, because we pointed out the littlest of things, because we said we loved each other after every match, no matter what. Even if we lost, we said we are still going to love each other. I think that's what changed.
They go to the middle, the Burger, and Bellevue. Got it through the block, and Bellevue will go to the national semifinals for the first time in program history. A kill by Savannah Berger, and Bellevue advances to the semifinal, a thrilling win.
Special moment there just at the end of the match. Allie Butler being hugged by Kenzie Polk. Pretty powerful teammate connection to see that. Polk was subbed out, and Butler came in for her. Butler finished the match out, and just to see that teammate connection, that love and support for each other, finishing a great match, a well-fought match, pretty special. So that's a compliment to those two and how they've approached this, but also to Coach Sedlick with the culture that she has for her team.
There was a team dinner that took place. Tell me about this team dinner.
Oh boy, yes, the team dinner at table 32. We all sat down and we all went around the room one by one and we shared something that we were thankful for that season, whether it was something that had happened, someone that we were thankful for. I'm indebted to Trish for many things, but she truly she saved me from where I was in a very dark time in my life, and I owe her a lot. And it was at that moment I was able to kind of tell her that, and I've told her those things to and from, on and off, but that was just an opportunity for everybody to hear that I had also bought into the love and the support. And when it came to thanking Brian also, and I know everybody kind of has their things, but Brian truly has been a great friend to me, and he's been a great supporter of me in this program and these girls, and we honestly couldn't have gone as far as we did without his attention to detail. And so that moment when I was able to kind of just share my gratitude and my thanks, it was very heartfelt, it was very emotional, and it was very much well needed.
We have a very competitive team. We have lots of competitive girls. I think everyone is equally engaged. Like, even people who do not see the court as much we're just as supportive and involved as the players on the court. Like, we just have I think we have a very selfless team that we just want what's best for each other. It's not, like, we don't have a lot of selfish players. Everyone is just working together. And I really do think it just comes down to, like, how close we are as friends, even off the court, that we just all support each other so much that even when we'd play our biggest, like, toughest games, it was still a very, like, lighthearted feeling. Like, we'd have fun in the locker room before the game. Like, we'd go out there just feeling very loose. Like, I think we all just had such a good relationship with each other that there weren't a lot of nerves in those big games.
Coming from Hawaii, it's like I felt out of place, but they really made me feel welcomed, and they just made me love the sport of volleyball even more, and I'm just so grateful for them.
Starting back with our culture classes, they had already established that they wanted our team to be close. They wanted our team to be comfortable with each other, because a good team, it's not just about the talent, it's about the teamwork, the relationships, the positivity, all that. So I think they set a good foundation with that as well, like trying to really help us understand that it isn't always just about the play with our volleyball team.
These girls are probably like my best friends, and I'll just remember all the good times and how much fun we had from Oregon to nationals, and it was just a really good season, and I will never forget it.
There's a moment, somewhere between the long bus rides, the early morning lifts, and the endless practices, when it hits you. You're not just playing college volleyball, you're playing at the highest level, and you're one of the best. Every rep, every rally, it all meant something. Because now, you're ranked, you're respected, you earned your name on that list. You're not just chasing greatness anymore, you're living it. And as the lights shine a little brighter, you realize you didn't just build a team, you built a legacy.
I think we were able to beat so many ranked opponents because the most impressive thing about this team is our ability to adapt. I come up with these game plans, we'll watch film, we'll shot chart, we'll track their tendencies, and you have to believe that what you're scouting is good enough. And then I need the team to believe that what I scouted is good enough. I need Trish to believe that what I think I saw is good enough. But I went out there and we presented it, we came up with a game plan. And very few teams would allow, I think, your team to shift their entire philosophy from game to game. Some games we're blocking like this, other games we will not block like that. This game set this person, this next game don't set this player nearly as much. And the fact that this team could adapt to that stuff allowed us to just do so many things, allowed us to adjust in game.
We knew that Concordia was a tough team going into the CSM tournament. We knew that it was going to be a high competition. We knew it was going to be a battle from the start. We said in our beginning of the game huddle with just the players, like, don't let down, keep leaning on each other, kind of just went through all of our normal pre-game type of talks, but this one was specifically like, this is going to be a battle, but it was just like, we know we're the better team. We know that we can come up on top, but we have to work together. We have to stick with each other.
Yeah, that game was super fun because it almost felt like we couldn't do anything wrong. It just felt like everything was going right, and it was the first time that I think everything really clicked. Like, I know that was the first time I feel like I connected with all the hitters. Like, I feel like I connected with Eve really well. The middles, we kind of figured it out a little bit, and then our defense, especially in our serve receive, I feel like it was really, really good that game, and I feel like we kind of forget about that, but that was like, it was a lights out game for them too, and it was just all like the pieces of the puzzle kind of came together, and that was like the first time we realized that we could be super, super good and we can beat these teams, and we were in the same like level as them. So
senior night was just an out of body experience. We had a game plan. It was the opposite game plan of everything we did when we were on the road at Jamestown, because they put it to us. And we had no answers that day. So we flipped our game plan around. And this time we said, everyone who was good in that game against us, we're gonna focus on them first. And we just did such a good job of executing it.
I think definitely before the Jamestown game here, it was like a different energy in the locker room. Everybody had that, like, we were gonna win. There was no question about it before the game even started. And that game before us, I think, really got us more excited than we already were. So beating Jamestown was definitely a peak for us here.
It was a good game because we didn't care what the outcome was. We were still going to go celebrate them. We were still going to beat a team and go on after that. And if we hadn't go back to Jamestown, we
kind of just said, let's go for it. There's still a chance that we could end up hosting. Let's do this for our seniors. Like, this is their last time playing in this gym and everything, and I'm not gonna cry. I think we just like all wanted it so bad for our seniors, and making history too, like, was a big part of it. And not just like for our seniors, but for a team, like our team in general, especially because this was our last time that we were gonna play in this gym. It wasn't just the seniors, but then we started playing and it started all coming together, and the confidence kept building and building. And then after the game, we were like, holy crap, we just did that. It was insane.
Nice play.
For the Bruins, the locker room wasn't just a place to change shoes.
They're coming!
It was sacred, a moment of calm before the storm, a space of joy, of unity, of unshakable support.
Every rule I have you breaking, it's a risk that I'm taking. I ain't never gonna shut you out. Everywhere I'm looking now, I'm surrounded by your embrace. Baby, I can see your halo. Know you're my saving grace. You're everything I need and more. It's written all over your face. Baby, I can see your halo. Know you're not fading away. Halo, see your halo.
It wasn't always serious, but it was always meaningful. And if you've ever witnessed one of assistant coach Brian Gold's pregame speeches, well, you already know. They weren't just pep talks, they were performances.
I think they definitely worked. Brian put a lot of effort into those, and I think his little background music was a nice touch as well.
Oh, they were so great.
again, going back to those moments that we've shared throughout the season for so long, and Brian's little pregame speeches and everything, whether it was serious or not, knowing that we didn't have that pressure and just allowing us to play, I think really helped. And just like the tightness of the team and being able to sing Halo in the locker room and just everything, I think that we were just able to play so freely. So I think there was never an expectation, and I think that's what made us be able to play the way we did.
On day 86, we beat number 2, and I said to myself, hell yeah, we are that freaking good. Except I didn't say frickin'. There is no team more battle-tested, unafraid, motivated, confident, and prepared for a game like this. We are in a calm, confident zone right now, and that is the best zone to be in. I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and Bellevue Bruins, start your engine! You know your teammates, you know the mission. Win one set, then win the next one, and the next one after that. One match versus Providence. No regrets, no do-overs. Most of us are going out there to a situation you may be familiar with, but that doesn't mean we should know what to expect. Be confident, look out for each other, and never doubt it. This is the fight of our lives, and we're gonna win whatever it takes. Come on, Bruins, let's go kick some Argos. Tonight, we hit with them. Tonight, we dig with them, and we shut them down because we can. Tonight, we are the best volleyball team in the NAIA. Tonight, for the first time in a national championship game, go out there and play volleyball with your best friends. That's all we have to do tonight. Let's do the damn thing! Yeah!
What the hell?
It's easy to get caught in the chaos, the whistles, the noise, the pressure. But then you look up. There they are. The people who've been with you since day one. They saw the first serve, the first win, the first heartbreak, and they never stopped showing up. For college athletes, that glance into the crowd means everything. Because this game, this moment, isn't just for you. It's for the people who believed when no one else did, who never missed a game, even from miles away, who remind you why you play. In the biggest moments, when the lights are bright and the pressure is heavy, all it takes is one look up to remember you're never alone.
The part that gets me emotional is thinking about the players going over to their parents. I want to win? Yeah, I wanted to win. I wanted to help make history for Bellevue. That's why I'm here. But the photos that Matt Bills took just to immortalize just shows how special the relationships between the parents and the players was. The dads were so happy, crying with their daughters. And that was just super, super cool to see.
Don't suck.
It was my mom, my dad, my 2 brothers, my grandma, my aunt, my uncles on both sides, my grandma, my grandpa from the other side, my uncle from the other side.
A lot of people. My parents were there, my siblings were there. A lot of my aunts and uncles came, like my extended family, my grandpa, my mom's friends.
If I'm being honest, I didn't expect DJs to watch our game or Cornhusker Nutrition, the owners. They came to Sioux City to watch our games, which so That is so amazing. I love that. And then at home, my best friend's family, and then her sister and her sister's husband, and everyone from my club team, they all watched it. My friends who play college, they all watched it. So I think learning about the support, and especially the community support we have here, it was heartwarming and made us even more motivated. I think we all love it. So it was a lot of fun. Watching all of us girls after the final point ends on the pool play games, on the Elite Eight game, on the Final Four game, you can't turn all of us running up to each other and running up to our parents into a negative. There's no way to look at that in a bad light. It shows the love that we have for each other. It shows the love that we have for our parents and our support behind us. And that's definitely going to be something that I think of when I am having a bad day, thinking I have a village behind me.
Oh my gosh, it was just, like a moment I'll never forget, just to be a part of like a crowd. And it's funny, like I'm not a student, but I felt a part of like a student section, just hearing everyone cheer and be so supportive for the team was just so like exhilarating and just awesome. So cool.
I don't think I could handle being famous because after a match, when we got back from a match, I had 400 texts after one game. And then me wanting to always respond to everyone, that was exhausting. But so cool. It was such a cool feeling to have that 15 minutes of fame that lasted probably a couple weeks, if not more.
The Bellevue University Bruins.
When he was in college, he played at a different school, transferred to Bellevue, and this was the best experience of his life. And then I left my first school, came to Bellevue, and this has been the best experience of my life. And it was his junior year when he won the national championship, and it was my junior year when we were in the national championship. So I think sharing that moment with him would have been so cool and something I thought a lot about, especially during nationals. I talked to him a lot about it and just kind of like the what if. And then he just kind of like instilled a lot of confidence in me. And sent me a lot of texts like, if this doesn't happen, if this doesn't go your way, I'm still so proud of you. Like, oh gosh. We can still share this moment. Like, it's a big accomplishment you made in your junior year. It was a big accomplishment I made in my junior year. Just because it's not the same title doesn't mean it's not as special. So.
It starts like every other season. The echo of sneakers on hardwood, the sting of the first dig, the weight of a ball in your hands. But for some, this one feels different. The routines are the same, but the moments feel heavier. The cheers louder, the silence between points longer. Because deep down, they know this is the last ride, the final serve, the closing chapter of a game that shaped their lives. They came in as wide-eyed kids, learning to fight, to fall, to rise. Now they stand as leaders, battle-tested, bonded, and brave.
What was it like when it was over? What happened in the locker room? How did the seniors end their time together?
Well, it all started off with knowing that was my last game. And that was the last time my mom was probably ever gonna watch me. That was the first part of it. And then, oh my gosh, I should not be crying right now.
And then walking back so we could go back to the locker room, the crowd, all our Bellevue community started chanting, "Thank you, seniors." That was just like the heartbreak right there. Through it all, as a Bruin, I have made some of my closest friendships, and I have made some relationships that will never fade throughout my life. You know, I think coaches Trish and Brian and Braden, they'll be in my life forever. Some of these girls have made their way into my wedding party, whenever that may be, and everybody else has made their way into invitations, you know, and the relationships I think are the most special thing that anyone's gonna get out of a college athletic experience. You can make it to the national championship and you can win, but if you don't have those teammates to help you get there, if you don't have those relationships, it takes one person on the team to not get along and it could ruin your season. And that's not the case with this team. Like, it's far from it. All of us got along, all of us were close together, and my 4 years as a Bruin, my senior year was definitely the closest that the team has been, and it shows.
To love and embrace every moment. It goes faster than you think, sometimes not fast enough, but it does go a lot faster than you're expecting it to be, and just keep living it. This is the best moments of your life. Embrace them.
I love you guys all so much, and I'm so thankful you made my senior year so special. From the locker room, they had decorated our lockers, and then we got to decorate the whole locker room because it's our last year here. So I think they really made it fun for us, and we didn't want to leave. And also just being there while I was going through personal stuff, and that really helped me more than they will ever know, more than you will ever know.
The message I would say to all of them is, even though you're done playing, and even though that uniform gets to be returned, we will always miss those times with you. But I know the memories are gonna be forever. They really are. And you're always welcome here with Bellevue University Volleyball.
Song to start playing is what I'm really thinking right now.